So, Bacon, I got a question for you.
What's up, big man?
Why is it so many men get afraid of an empowered woman? Are you afraid? Or are you like many others that, having an empowered woman around you makes you get that kind of feeling?
No, man, I'm all for it.
Are you all for it? Or are you one of those men that just fears her strength? Gente, you know what? This is Abiertos. If you can see what I'm seeing in the background. Ay, Dios mío. So, mi gente, you know what? I've been asking this question to a lot of my friends, a lot of the guys, and Bacon is the only one I hadn't asked me yet. ¿Por qué será? Why is it so many men are afraid of a powerful woman? Why are we so enticed to have one of them around? And more importantly, why do you guys become chicken? So, for those of you that don't know, my name is DJ Mendez out of Ottawa, Canada. This is Abiertos. And you know what? I'm going to bring up the hostess with the mostest, that sexy Jamaican with the big green, black, and yellow.
Yo, you know what it is? The voice of power, MC Bacon, and another edition of Abiertos. You know we get done already. Today's topic is going to be a juicy one. Yes, as my co-host just mentioned, he did say, yes. Why is it that men, or some men, are afraid of an empowered woman?
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
I ain't never scared, Eastside.
I'm not afraid.
Right?
Yeah. Emotional damage. Yo, straight up, honestly.
Here we go.
Honestly,
we started early, my guy.
We're starting it very early. But you know what? The best part is?
What's that?
Before we started this recording, Bacon says to me, I've got this lady that she's blah, blah, blah. She's an entrepreneur. She's a strong woman. She has all of this to say, but she's married, so don't start. And I'm like, what are you talking about, my brother? She's married. You can't do this. You can't bring a married woman to the show when you know I'm going through what I'm going through. This is not fair. You want to know where she's from? And I literally looked at my phone and I'm like, I'm not going to feel you. Docino, what are you talking about, cabrón? And he says to me, she's Latina. I'm like, stop this. What are you doing to me? And he turns around and says to me, I said to him, you know what? Stop all the BS. Where's she from? Ecuador. What? She's an empowered woman. She's an entrepreneur. What?
Yep.
And she is a female. My response to the mofo was, you know what, ¿saben qué? Those are 3 red flags. But before we bring the 3 red flags, I'm going to tell you one thing. This is all about having fun. This is about being true. And the best part is, for me and you, we've got Miss Melody coming in. Bienvenida, Melody.
Hi, everyone. How are you? Thank you for having me. Hello.
So, cuéntanos a little bit about yourself. Why are we being told that you're an empowered woman? Why are you empowered? What makes you so fuerte, as Tocino is saying?
Well, thank you for that intro. And I mean, I say that with so much confidence because I am extremely powerful. I am. I say it with so much confidence. I feel that for many years through my stages in life, I took so much time in learning and growing and becoming who I am today. So when I speak of it, I don't speak of it with I speak of it with confidence. I say it with confidence. I'm extremely empowered. I'm very confident in everything I say, and I've gone through things in life that have taught me to be where I am today, and have taught me to open up to become who I am and how I am. So I'm just that powerful human.
Nice. I like that. And Bacon's quiet, so I like it even more.
I told you.
I listen. That's all, folks. So, Miss Melody, my biggest question to start things off, and I'm gonna go right off the bat.
Go for it.
As men, we have our views about empowered women, strong women. However, and it's very important for our listeners to get into this. We've been doing a series called Dating Sucks here, and we've been talking about how the dating in this generation is just basura.
Super.
It's slam bam, thank you, ma'am. Can I have another? When's the next? It's not even I'm gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be I got a notch in my belt. No, that
Mhm.
doesn't work. So for somebody like yourself that's so strong and so real, how were you able to land your husband and give him the comfort to know that you're about him and not just about your money?
Um, that's a long story, and I do agree with you to start and to answer that first comment you made. I feel like generate this generation and this times dating and all of that is very wakala, as I would say. Super frio. It's disgusting. The standards have lowered. The views on what a dating life is disgusting. And the values. I mean, it's just different than what it was. What I would say back in my days, right? I mean, I'm not, back in my day, 10, 15 years ago, things were very different. Even 20 years ago, things were so different, right? So it kind of sucks because everything's become so materialistic. Everything is so materialistic. I want to see what you're driving first. I want to see how much money you're making first. And I want to know like how expensive the restaurant you're taking me to is, which it takes away from actually wanting to be a part of a relationship or have a relationship because there's way too many high standards to meet nowadays, right?
Oh, for sure.
So it's kind of disgusting. And for that's my personal opinion. Um, Meeting my husband, it was something different, and mind you, it was never peachy and perfect. You work your way into that type of stuff, right? However, it was a lot about self-development and respecting each other's boundaries and
Okay.
respecting he is who he is, I am who I am, and through that we had to learn to communicate and respect that. When I first started, I remember the whole entrepreneurial thing. For me, it was back when COVID started. A lot of people took advantage of that. And in 2019, for me, I was just like, wow, what is this entrepreneur thing, network marketing? And my husband was very like, can we swear here? Can I swear? Yeah, right. My husband was like, "What the fuck is this? What are you doing? Like, why are you sitting on this fucking computer? Like, what is this shit?"
You can
So,
tell she's ready to. She wants to let go that
honey,
F bomb. You see the eyebrow? You
just
see
don't.
it?
I just need to make sure because I do have that. I do. I
Rosino, you
do
know what?
have that.
She reminded me of that little kid that goes up in the meme in the video. Mommy, 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 what? Can I say a swear word? Just once.
Yeah. Bitch, motherfucking up. You motherfucking
Yes,
bitch.
yes, that's me. But I needed to ask because if I listen, I'm very passionate when I speak. And so when I'm passionate, I just start speaking, right? But my husband wasn't supportive when I first started. And he was just like, well, what are you going to do with this? Like, what is this whole like getting
Where's he
online
from?
and getting on this? He's from Grenada, so he's Caribbean,
Oh.
right? So his mindset wasn't exactly at that. And so he was very like, are you even making money doing this? And when he started seeing the money coming in now, and I had to take a moment and sit back with him and be like, listen, I'm on a journey right now. I'm about to do something for myself. And you're either going to get on this bandwagon with me or you're going to get left behind. But I'm going, I'm doing it. And I was dead ass serious about what I was going to do with my life moving forward. He hopped right on that board.
Tocino, Tocino, do it with me.
We're not worthy. I'm trying not to fangirl here, but okay.
You know.
So really that's what it was. And he became so supportive once he started to see that it wasn't just about the money, because when you take this type of thing serious and you also include your self-development, I started to become a whole different person. I started to learn things about myself that I didn't even know. So the money was just becoming a bonus. And my husband became so much more attracted, so much more in love with me, that it brought our relationship so much closer that he started getting into the network marketing business. He started to do the things I was doing, and that completely connected us. Now, mind you, that is me praising my husband because I do adore him so very much. And he is that type of man that stood by my side. But there isn't men that do that, though, right? There's a lot of men that are like those machistas that they, they have to be the providers and the givers, right? So that's where a lot of women and men clash, and some relationships don't work out, right? Like in mine, I'm grateful. I ended up getting lucky, with that one.
So would you say that there's men, these machistas? Is it because they've been brought up this way? Is it because the fear of the culture, what the culture is gonna say, or because they're afraid of a woman like you?
I personally feel that it has a lot to do with insecurity within a man. I feel that it has a lot to do with the fear of how much more a woman can do. And this is where the lack of communication in a relationship is, because if there was a strong communication in a relationship and a man was confident and secure in himself, he would know that it's not about a competition. There's nothing wrong with, listen, a lot of men have been brought up to be the providers, the ones that work, bring home, take care of home. And that is amazing. I love that. My husband, he does that. He would come home and just hand me his check in an envelope. He doesn't even know what he made. He would just say, make sure I have a couple $100 in my bank account for myself for the week. He would never know what he made. That's the type of husband I have, which is beautiful. I respect that and I love that. However, there is the men that have that fear and that insecurity within themselves, like, am I not good enough? Am I not doing enough? So it is a machista thing, because then they don't want to support their women and what the women is doing. I feel like if a man took time to work on himself, his mindset, his self-development, empowering himself as a man, he would be able to empower his woman, understand that it's not a competition, because in a relationship, there is no competition. But a lot of men that don't have that mindset seem to think that it is a competition, argue with their wife because they're making more money, or try to belittle that partner because they're making more money. So yeah, I do. I think it's a lot to do with an insecurity in men.
Now, would you say when the roles are reversed?
What do you mean when the roles are reversed?
So, in other words, you're the man, and your husband is you.
Okay.
He's the entrepreneur. He's the one flowing. He wants to grow, wants this, and the woman doesn't show the support. Doesn't want to let them go. Doesn't want to let them. Would you say that it's the same when the roles are reversed, or would you say it's something more psychological?
I believe it's very different if the roles are reversed. Why do I say that? Because women are emotional. Women are very emotional, and majority of women think emotionally, react emotionally, respond emotionally rather than logically. So if the roles were reversed, and if I wasn't who I am mentally in that space, let's say, okay, yes, I could see myself being that insecure wife that argues with her man because he has to communicate and connect with different women, or you're making more money, or you're doing these things like, well, what about me? My attention is not to me anymore. Now you're making money. Now you're spending time with all these other people. I could see that being different because, again, women are emotional. We are very emotional creatures.
But what if a man is emotional and the woman is a logical one?
And that is happening a lot more now. I see it. A lot of men are very emotional nowadays, extremely emotional. Yes. But this is where the self-development comes into play, because we are allowed to be emotional creatures, men and women. We're allowed to be emotional. But if you don't know how to control your emotions and recognize your emotions and be aware of your emotions, you won't be able to take your emotions and connect them to your language to express it. So when you're being emotional and you're not thinking and being aware of your emotions, you're going to act stupid. You're going to wild out. You're going to say the dumbest shit that's going to come out your mouth. And then you're going to regret what you said and what you did because you were not being logical. That comes in relationships, that comes in business, that comes in a husband and a wife and who makes more or less money. At the end of the day, it all comes down to, I believe, having the proper mindset and working on oneself to recognize these type of things.
Bacon.
Oh, I told you.
I like her.
I knew you would.
She's got a brain.
I told you.
Not like your
I
last.
do.
Very, very versatile. I told you.
Not, I told you, not like your last girlfriend.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I
See,
take great pride.
oh, for sure, you got to be proud of yourself and who you are and where you come from. If you
Mhm.
can't be proud of yourself, then you're doing something wrong or haven't learned something. If you're not proud of where you come from, it's because you don't know your heritage.
Right.
And more importantly, if you can't glow, you got problems. I
Yeah.
don't know. That's just me. That's just me. I don't know. I speak my mind and I get myself in trouble because I speak what I believe is truth. And well, this is why we're abiertos. So,
Exactly.
I love that though. I love that. And I think that everybody should be aware, able to speak their truth, say how they feel. And obviously based on where you are, like this being a show called Abiertos, obviously there's openness to it. But like you guys said, there's a level of respect that you conduct yourself in. And we can say whatever we want to say, express however we want to express ourselves, right? So spit it, open it up.
you're going to say anything, Bacon, or you're just going to keep on?
Yeah, I'm taking in the conversation that interrupted because I knew what this was happening. But I will ask you this though: Does misunderstanding and tolerance, are they one and the same?
Misunderstanding and tolerance, I believe, are
Yeah.
two different things, two completely different things.
The reason why I say that is because some people I've known and growing up in the surroundings I've been, as you well know, a lot of people take a misunderstanding of something and think that they can tolerate it. So just to touch on the point a little bit you're saying about the emotion and talking shit and talking stupid and stuff like that. A woman in your position and where you started from, where you're at now, what would you say in regards to people who don't understand you but think that they can tolerate you? If that makes any sense.
People who don't understand but think they can tolerate. I mean, if I understand what you're saying correctly, if there's I mean, I don't have to understand what you say, but that doesn't mean that I have to tolerate what you do.
There you go.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't like say whatever it is you're saying, whatever it is you're coming at me with, I don't have to understand it. And I mean, I could say like, I don't understand what you're doing. I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand where you're coming from. However, I don't have to tolerate how you're behaving or how you're speaking to me or how you're carrying yourself around me. I don't have to welcome that. That's something that I choose to not tolerate, right? And I don't think anybody should tolerate something that they're not comfortable with or want to, like, it's not, that's ugly. Or like I say, that's just wakala.
Bacon,
Mm.
I think by the end of today, we're going to laminate her Latina card.
Yo, she's had that card with me for 20 plus years, dog.
Listen,
Yeah, I've known Bacon for 20 plus years.
Yep.
Since I was like 12 years old, I think. I've known him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dios mío, you know baby Bacon.
I know. Yeah. He always liked bacon. He always be bacon though, but I love baby bacon.
Mel,
We go.
do not take in that look right now, Mendes. Give it, because boy.
Don't open the door because the window's going to be swaying.
Yeah.
So
I knew that this would be something of importance because of the fact that you see it in society all the time. Like I see it at work. You know what I mean? Like we have some women in our office that they conduct themselves at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the guys that we have in the warehouse and surrounding areas, even customers that come in to pay for stuff, especially the men, they just you can see the inferior fear in their face when they come into the office, and they're just dealing with a couple ladies at the desk, a couple sales reps that walk through and through. Because when especially when guys come in and they think they know what they're looking for and they think they know what they're talking about, but then when they're talking to a woman, they feel say, "Hey, I want this. Well, you know about that, and all of a sudden, that, just like, oh, because they come in perceiving that no one will not. Well, I'll say in this case, a woman would not know what she's talking about in regards to what we're selling in the place that we work, which makes no sense to me because when I walk through the office, I make sure I have my popcorn with me because it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. But it's so interesting that even now with, the norm that we would call the past is now the present and the future, we're just doing different versions of it. But in this case, it's like more power to you.
Yeah.
But there's still some men out there, and it could be vice versa as well. But in this case, like a woman who is empowered in some men's minds, they're intimidated.
Yeah.
They may not show it at the point or where it's at, but when they go back home or when they're behind closed doors, no one can see them. They're like, oh, fuck. Doing whatever, kicking themselves in the ass, regretting stuff, or second guessing themselves because, wait a minute. Okay.
I think a lot of, and this is going back to what Amanda said, like back in the day, men were the workers, the bring the money, women stay home, take care of the kids. They don't, you know what I mean? That's our job, that's our position. But the times have changed, and I think a lot of women nowadays consider themselves the alpha women. But it's not because they're trying to be superior to men. I feel like it's because sometimes we have no choice but to be the alpha woman. Do you know what I mean? I think every situation is different in women. Some women have no choice but to be the mother and the father, the providers, everything, right? So then that, without even wanting to, it makes you be the alpha women. I have my 19-year-old daughter passing by me, and she's just like, preach, mom, because it is true. We don't have that option as women sometimes. Men become insecure with the strong woman or the boss lady because it does take away from a manhood, I believe. It takes away from all that a man knows, which is to be the worker and the provider. Do you know what I'm saying? But that again all falls back to, I believe, being insecure.
So, as the strong woman you are, what advice would you give men on how to respect and earn an alpha woman's attention?
I think it's just confidence. It's learning to just be confident. It's learning to just be authentic. There is no need for a man to have a certain standard of how and what he needs to do with any empowered woman, not necessarily not any woman of a strong character, let's just even say. I feel like a man needs to learn to become confident with himself, work on himself, and be authentic. There's no need to try to come on. First impressions are everything. And you don't need to come to impress me to tell me all these big, huge, amazing things about you. Just be authentic, be confident in yourself. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to speak about how much work, how much money you make. Like, I feel like that to me is very materialistic. A confident man, a man that speaks with confidence, a man that'll shake my hand so strongly is all I need to know that we are here on the same level. A man that will listen to me without interrupting me and that will listen to me to understand me and not to respond to me is a man who will attract my attention. And I think these are the type of things that women look for in any sort of relationship, because the men that try to come out here now to tell me that you drive a big old Benz and you make this racks and this, I don't want to hear that shit. That shit is not interesting to me.
Don't buy a Benz. Don't buy a Benz.
No, you don't drive a Benz, right?
I drive a
Damn it, Bacon. Gotta go back to the deal.
So honestly, I do feel like for my men, like honestly, if I can say something to my men, is it is okay, because this perception of men being the machos and the strong guys. Like, men have to learn to also be vulnerable, be authentic, and just be confident. Being vulnerable, I mean, if you didn't know, and I'm sure you guys know, you have to know, the vulnerability is one of the biggest signs of strength.
So when you see Bacon cry and he's being open and he turns around and tells you, Me caí.
This is going to be a meme for sure. Go ahead, Mendez. Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh my
How
God.
does that make you feel? Do you feel like you're like, oh my God, pobrecito, I need to pick him up? Or you turn around, you're like, you know what? Dude's injured. I got to help him.
No, I'm gonna be like, you good, get up. You know what I mean? He's gonna say me caí and he's crying, and I'm gonna be like, it's all right, it happens. You're good. Come on, let's keep it moving. Dust it off. You're good.
So
You know
how
what
do
I'm
you,
saying?
how do you feel when a girlfriend turns around and looks at her husband's like, pendejo, get up?
I'm like, girl, don't be so hard on him. What do you mean? Let's help him up. That's your man. You better
And
have
what
him
if
on.
and now what if she goes to the other extreme and she turns around and is like, ay, mi bebé, I gotta go pick him up. Oh my God.
I love that. That's what it is. That's what makes you stronger. I mean,
You see women? You see what I'm talking about?
tell me. Tell me.
I'm not saying you, I'm saying in general. For me, I laugh at it because so many women turn around and like, you gotta be a man. It's like, what's the difference for me being a man and having a tear because I just watched Five Will Go West without his parents?
Again, though, listen, this, I am going to repeat this shit in this entire, however long we don't know this for.
Oh,
I'm going to repeat this over and over and over again, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to mindset. It all comes down to mindset. My man will, well, he doesn't really cry, but my man has cried. He has cried, and I have sat beside him and let him cry. And I've looked at him and I said, it's all right, baby, just cry, let it out. You need to cry in order to release those emotions, and that shit's gonna strengthen you. I guarantee you, after you finish crying, baby, we're gonna go have a drink and you're gonna feel fucking better.
preach. See, I told you, Bacon cry, mofo would cry.
Cry, baby. You gotta cry. You gotta
Basically.
cry. You ever cry? And I know y'all have moments. I mean, you have to.
Oh, hell
But you
yeah.
ever cry so much and that you're in your emotions and you're fucking crying so hard and cried and cried and cried like feo con mocos down your nose and everything.
And then you,
And then when you're done crying, a couple of hours later, don't you feel relief? Don't you feel a sense of relief?
please check out La Silla Caliente, episode 1 of Bacon.
Mhm.
That's all I need to say. And if you haven't heard,
Really?
oh, the questions I asked the man, I made him cry.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that
want to
it was
see
some.
that. I'm definitely gonna go on that.
Yeah.
But then, okay, didn't you feel relieved after that? Didn't you feel good, even though at that moment you were
Ma-
like sad? But it's a good feeling. It strengthens the shit out of your soul.
What I tell you, Tocino?
Yes.
What I tell you, my brother?
What's that?
Cry that shit out.
You
Let it go.
prevent forest fires, bro.
Let it go.
Yes, sir.
It's just like the little girl song. Let it go. Let it go.
It's let us know, but let it go.
Wow. And that's another episode. All right, listen, I not like speechless like always, because yeah, it's one of these things where I knew what was happening before it happened,
Yeah.
because the way how you've grown and I seen you conduct and carry yourself, it's one of the main reasons why our friendship is so strong. Mendez, you know, the last time her and I even spoke, if I'm not mistaken, is when I seen you at, what did I see you at again? I think it was Vivo I saw you.
Just
Yeah,
recently?
Yeah, it was like maybe about a month and a half ago, I think.
Yeah. When I walked into that club, yeah.
Yeah.
It was your birthday weekend.
Yes, that's right. See, I was trying to block it, but I registered back, and that's what I remember.
You remember your birthday weekend, Bacon?
Yes, I do, my
I
guy.
don't
Thank you
think
very
you
much.
did.
Yeah. Huh?
See, I wasn't even there, and
Mel, you're
You
supposed to be on
see,
my side here.
I
Blank,
was like,
blank, blank face. Come on now. I,
wait,
I I did nothing wrong. I promise.
yo, have you seen Venom Part 3?
Yes.
no.
Okay, so you remember when the guy turns around and goes,
Yeah.
"That's
Yeah.
you, right, mofo?"
I know. I know. I know.
Mira, the reason why we're asking all of these things, I'm going to be completely blunt. So I've been single for about 2-3 years or something like that. I lost
Okay.
track. And the last episode we did of Abiertos, both my homie here and one of the girls that keeps on popping in every hour so often into the show convinced me to go on a dating app. I've been laughing at all of this because it's very weird nowadays when a woman thinks she's confident to what a woman is confident.
Mm.
There's a complete different ball game because a confident woman, you talk to her, she won't look at nothing else but you in your face.
Mhm.
Facts.
When you're talking with these wannabe confident women, they're checking everything else out. And then when they realize who they're talking to, it's too late because they've already lost and they're more confused in the conversation, more confused where you're standing. And by the time you turn around and say, "You can have a good night," what?
Yeah.
So we've been laughing at all of these, and we've been going through with a lot of the motions of what's supposed to happen. I was very pleased when Bacon says to me, "I know somebody that's very, very, I'm like, okay, let's do this. Because some of the guests we've had on believe they're empowered,
Mhm.
believe they're there, but sweetheart, mm,
No
they-
chance.
no, listen. I like I told you before, I'm blunt as it is and I'm straight as it comes. I'll tell you like it is. If it's gray, it's gray, it's black. And if I need you to say it's purple because you think it's purple, I'll smile at you and say yes, it's Barney color. I believe you. So for me, an empowered woman, a woman that's strong, there's
Mhm.
nothing more sensual and provocative.
Mm.
Because a truly strong woman never lets her man down,
Mm.
never lets her family down, and knows exactly who she is and knows what she's working or needs to work on instead of professing it.
Right.
So I really appreciate what you've said thus far because it's very interesting, it's very true. But more importantly, again, I say it, Bacon's never been this quiet.
Listen, I told you.
We go
Thank you.
back. We do go back. And I mean, he's a great friend of mine. He's like my brother. And he was actually the MC at my wedding, like he was the MC at my wedding. He's very close with my husband, and we have a very good relationship. Like there's times, obviously the distance and things like that, we don't talk often, but when we do get to talking, it's like those relationships where like you just continue where you left off, right? So he's right in saying everything he said. He has, I believe, seen me on my darkest spaces in life, and he has seen me where I am today. And everything I say to you, I honestly don't say it to brag. I say it with confidence because it has taken me a lot of work to get to where I am.
Oh,
And
definitely.
a lot of people say dumb shit to me like, "Oh my god, I want to be like you. I want to be like you." And I always say, "Baby, are you willing to do half of the shit I've had to do and experience to get to where I am? I guarantee you that not even a quarter of my life you're going to tap out and run away." So it takes a lot, and I say it because I believe that a lot of people are afraid of change. A lot of people are afraid to really look within themselves and like fight their demons.
You know what? I'm going to move out of the way so the people in the back can hear it because I agree with you.
Yeah.
About about 3 years ago, Bacon, I've been back in, I've been about 3 years 4 years that I was in Toronto.
Mhm.
I started on a healing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, this is bullshit. I need to do something about make things right. Ever since then, I'm like, you know what? Wow, life is so different.
Mm.
Life is so different, and you start appreciating truth, reality, but reality, not the reality that we believe we're in, which is a big difference. When somebody comes up and is real, you can appreciate who they are. And more importantly, when you got somebody as close as Bacon is, and he's, I don't need to tell you who he is because you probably know better than I do. You admire the strength that they have. You admire who they become.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is not
Look,
degeneration.
my guy. No. Fuck. I hate you. Yo, when I don't expect it, it does shit like this, yo. Like,
Hey man,
I
let's.
appreciate
He's
it.
trying to be serious. We're trying to be serious.
Him? Serious? Cuando?
He's trying to be serious. Yo, listen, let me tell you, he is really trying. He is really trying right now to be so serious because, like you said, listen, I never heard this man stay so quiet. Like, it's the voice of power, and the voice of power ain't got no voice right now. What's up, my brother?
Speechless. Hey, I told Mendez, I told him that this is gonna be one you just sit back and listen. And like I say about Abiertos, we're here to learn, we listen, we respect, we laugh, and we enjoy the company that we're in at the hour that we have. And I don't need to say much. It's self-explanatory. It's what it is. Because as strong individuals that Mendez and I are, combining with a powerful woman like yourself.
Oh, bro, we can take this to a different level, and you know that.
See, you're in the position that you're in because of the hard work, dedication, and the, how can I say,
Give her flowers, brother. Give
tearing
her
the flowers of those who are trying to hold you back. You know what I'm saying? Mendez, you're in the position that you are. Oh, did I say Canada Choice 2025 winner? Because of the hard work and dedication he's put into his craft and expanding to the masses who he is.
Yeah.
Through music. You know what I mean? So me, I already know what I brought to this world. And I love everything about me. And the I guess the main reason why I love what I do is because the fact that there's many different forms of doing it. Now, Mel, I've been on this podcast journey with my co-host here for about maybe close to almost a year now, more or less. 10 months?
Sure. 9 months.
9-10 months, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And in those 9 months, I think I've grown more into regards to what I want to be than I did beforehand. And I think maybe so. I'm lying. After my grandma passed away, and then I found out the little girl I was raising was not mine, and then my dad died. I never got a chance to, and I told Mendez about this, I never got a chance to have my moment, I guess, if you want to call it that. And I remember a Sunday, I was here cleaning up the house. I was looking at my grandma's picture because I have her remains here with me. And a song came on. I think God said to me right then and there, okay, big man, you're going to stop what you're doing and take in what has happened. And
have your moment.
I think I must have, all I remember, someone was banging on my door because they heard sounds of like someone getting punched the fuck out. And I was punching the walls, I was hitting the floors, I was bawling, like you mentioned. And after all that was done, I really figured out what I wanted to do. So I made sure I called each and every person that came to the funeral, each and every person that was there for the time I was going through whatever. And I told them how much I loved them. And I still do to this day. And then I reached out to the ones that didn't show up. I reached out to the ones that weren't around. I reached out to the ones that after the funeral, they stopped talking to me. And I said, hey, I hope you're living your best life. And I love you. Because like my grandma would always say, every dog has their day and every puss had them 4 o'clock.
Right.
So me growing the way I have, I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of who I'm becoming, and I'm proud of the people that I'm around to do so. Real talk. That's for both of you. Because yeah, you know me from
I love that.
Bacon.
Yeah, I bet so.
Can we get the
It's
sound?
you see? Hey, what I tell you? What I
I
tell you?
can't wait till we get the new sound effects board installed.
Telling you, dude.
Yo,
Hey,
I love that. No, all jokes aside though, all jokes aside, listen, I'm gonna say this, and maybe I'm speaking for both myself and Mendez. I appreciate that vulnerability that you just exposed right now, because that is something that takes a lot to do. And I feel like I remember being with you on the phone through some of these stages and these moments that you faced. And I don't know how personal I can get, but I do remember that. And I know how these situations in your life affected you tremendously, especially with that little girl. And so to see you today and hear you today and who and how you are in your thought process, it's a beautiful thing. And I appreciate the vulnerability that you share, because there's a lot of men like yourself right now that are sitting there acting tough and shit, but deep down they're hiding those emotions, and that's why they're so dark, and that's why they have so many issues, and that's why their relationships don't work, because they're not vulnerable enough to open up and express what they truly feel, right? So this definitely is a sign of strength, and I love you for that. I mean, I always will love you. You're like the greatest friend in my life. Honestly, you are. So it's like you're good people that love you.
hey,
Look at him, he's blushing.
this is the one I told you that when we're in the club and I'm dancing, and she's like, "Oh, why are you dancing with that girl? You're not dancing with me." And then we're dancing, and all of a sudden, like no, I can't look nowhere because when if the song's finished, where you going? I'm like,
No, but you seen him dance, right? I mean, like this was like my dancing partner. I walk into the party, I walk into the club, and I'd be like, I'm here, so that nobody else matters. I'm
yeah.
here. We are dancing. And if you down to dance
Oh
with
my
another
god.
girl, he better be like holding
Awesome.
me here and the other girl here. And that's how we're dancing, because he's my dancing partner.
Tocino.
Mhm. I
Empowered young lady back then, my friend.
I've always
That's
been like
that's just
this.
been brought out to levels now.
Yeah, that's it. I've always been like
So,
this, and it's just come to levels. And um I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Honestly, I am so proud of who I am today, and I talk about it all the time with any and everybody. Like, I always enforce the fact that, listen, we are two different people. Everyone is two different people, right? And we all got to work on who we are. Like, there's people out there that are who you are in front of everyone, how you show yourself to be super happy and all go lucky, and this is what you want people to see. But then there's that person that's in that room and those four walls with you by yourself. So people need to learn to work and becoming that person in that room by themselves more openly and become yourself. And I think the more that people work on themselves and open up, the more abundance you're going to bring within yourself. For your case, Mendez, you're single for 2 years. For what reason? You ever sit down with yourself and ask yourself, why are you still single?
Oh, I know why I'm single.
Tell me.
I don't put up with shit. I will not lower what I want.
Mm-hmm.
More importantly, I want to be happy with me. So until,
Okay.
and this is what I told him, because all my boys are like, do something. You're single. It's been too long. It's been too long. You know what? No. At that moment, it had been long enough. And I said to them, when I'm ready, I'm going to tell you I'm ready, and I won't be shy about it. But
So,
until then, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to be asked, because I'm tired of the games. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. But what am I doing to provoke all of that? Because I'm the one that's pulling that energy in. I'm the one that's doing this to me. I'm the one that's letting it happen, and I'm the one that's putting up with it. So at some point, you have to realize, be like, you know what? I'm the problem. It's me. And when you realize you're the problem, why you need to change and why you have to change that, you look at life differently. You
mm-hmm,
appreciate things, and you appreciate people, and you appreciate
mm-hmm.
yourself. And when you can actually go to and this is the funniest thing, everybody laughs at me when I say this. When you can go to the keg by yourself, sit down, have a nice meal, and everybody's looking at you and ridiculing you, and you just don't care, and you love that moment, and that vino just feels that much better, then you found you.
Yeah.
When you're able to go to the movies, when you're able to talk to a friend, and not care about, the negative shit, and you can empower them, then you're starting to be you. When you can be you when you're in the bedroom, like you just said, and you can go
Mhm.
outside, you're the same person, and doesn't matter if you're head honcho, if you're the poor lumper in the back corner, but you're you and you're being genuine, then and only then can you turn around and say, you know what? I'm me. I'm happy. I'm proud of me.
Yeah.
Facts.
So you're saying that's where you're at right now, and that's the journey you're on right now.
Oh, frig, yeah.
Mm.
I love being by myself, going out, doing whatever, but at the same time, I enjoy my friends.
Yeah.
I enjoy the people that are around me. And I
Yeah.
don't, even my parents are like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Forever they've known me to be quiet and very serious and very proper.
Not no
The
more.
guy you see at the club is the guy my parents have seen. The guy you see jumping up and down is the guy my parents see.
I love
My
that.
my mom literally looked at me and said to me, ¿Y vos qué putas tenés? And I grabbed my mom and we're in the middle of the restaurant and I'm just jumping up and down and hugging her. She says to me, what the hell? ¿Qué comiste? I'm like, this is me.
Yeah.
So you either love me and appreciate me, or there's the door.
Yeah.
Take
That's
me as I am.
it.
This is who I am. Love
That's
me.
it. It's called a rebirth. It's called a rebirth. I had it. It's called a rebirth. Like you just grow and you just become you. Fuck what people say. Like it just who cares? Like you're just you. And with what you're saying that you're doing, you're enjoying your friend's company. You enjoy your own company. You can be alone and be happy being alone. You're learning to love yourself. You're learning to be happy within yourself. Ain't no rush for what girl's gonna come around to you because you're gonna attract that girl in no time. She's just gonna pop up and she's gonna be that girl. She's gonna accept you with everything that you are today, and she's gonna add on more for you. And because you're in a better place in your mind and your heart and within, it's going to be a complete connection because it's going to be in alignment at this point. You know what I mean? So it's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. Like I love hearing that. I love hearing that. And like four things I live by. Four things I live by. And if you guys can stick to that, it's a book. I read it and it's life changing. Learning not to take anything personal is one. It's a huge thing and one of the hardest things we could ever do. Learning to not take things personal. Being impeccable with your words. Being aware and impeccable of your words and the things you say.
Los
Doing
cuatro.
your best. Doing your best every day, as long as you're doing your best and you know you're doing your best. And the last thing is, I just lost my train of thought. Be impeccable with your words, do your best, don't take anything personal, and oh, guys.
It has to do something with your thoughts.
No, it doesn't have to do anything with your thoughts. I gotta go into my books. Hold on. I lost my train of thought, but that is definitely something that is important. And I want you guys to think of it
I
every
have, I
day or
have
read the book.
eyes closed because just hearing her voice sounds like an audio recording. Like you need like a an ebook or something. You get me? Like an
Uh,
audio. Oh,
It's funny
so,
you say that. It's funny you say that because my husband loves that I read to him. He
en
says that.
español,
He's like, you're like an audiobook.
in Spanish, you say no hagas suposiciones.
You say what?
No hagas suposiciones.
Don't make assumptions.
Los
That's
cuatro
it.
cuerdos.
That's
It's an
it.
amazing book.
That's it. It's a beautiful book. The four laws of agreement. I actually just gave it to my son to read it. And it's what I live by. Don't make
It is.
assumptions. Be impeccable with your words. Don't take anything personal and just do your best. Every single day of my life, even today, that's all I live by. That's all I live by. And that's all I care about. And that's all we have to really remember every day and think and live by. I am the coolest, dopest chick you could ever meet. I say that to you with so much fucking confidence. I am the coolest, dopest chick you'll ever meet. We can sit and chop it up about life, about drama, about conflict, about not politics, about anything else.
Man, damn.
Not politics.
If you
I'll
said
take that away.
politics,
Not politics.
my
Not
piece
that.
would be off right now. That's it.
But I'm saying, like, just be real, be you. A lot of people are too focused on being the right person and matching what society wants us to be. Fuck all that. I just say be real. Connect with people that connect with you. Do what works for you. Be happy. Don't pretend to be something you're not, because eventually it's like my husband says, character is like a fucking pregnancy. Eventually it will show.
You see, Bacon, no Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
Get your Mercedes. I mean, now you can go get it. You're good. What are you driving now, by the way?
Who you asking?
I
I'm
got
just
a-
fucking with you.
I got a Chrysler 300.
Okay.
Yeah,
A baby Bentley.
Roxanne, that's my baby right there.
That's your girl, huh?
Uh-huh.
Roxanne. Okay.
That's
okay.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn her on, no attitude, ready to go. There
She just
she gets.
listens. She just
I
does
mean,
exactly what you tell her. Of course.
when I gotta fill her up, she's ready to go. You see me?
I hear you.
Radio que rico. How you mean? What?
I love it. I love it.
You see, this is why I drive my little grocery getter, and that's it, bro. Don't need to be flashy. And that don't
Right.
matter.
You don't need to. You don't
Oh,
need
my
to.
man, you're like Mel was saying. What do we say about taxis?
What?
When you're not looking for one,
It comes.
they're all over the place.
They are all over the place.
And
Yeah.
when you're
they're
looking
all
for
over
one,
the place.
can't find them.
Yo,
Yeah.
especially at Sheridan Mall. Why does that always happen to me when I go to
It's
Sheridan
always
Mall?
at Sheridan, bro. I'm telling you that.
Like
It
straight up.
never stops. It never stops. It's not even. I don't even think it's called North York Sheridan anymore. Remember
What's it called now?
Tuesdays? Remember those days?
Mm.
Boy, you go there with a $50, you're good to go. From
Okay,
what?
wait. So wait, let me ask this: when are we going to Ottawa? When are we going to Ottawa? Because I want to come.
Te
to
lo
Ottawa.
dije, huevón. I told you this was coming up. I told you. I told
Okay.
you.
I owe you $100 now.
When are we going? When are we going to Ottawa? Because like this isn't over. This is just the beginning, and this is not my first time in the show. I'm coming. I'm coming full force.
Te lo dije. Te lo dije. Bro, how many times have we wrong with this one?
What?
See, we usually go at each other to see what the next guest is going to do and what the reactions are going to be.
Oh, do you?
Yes, we make fun of things.
Okay.
We're like, okay, this one.
Well, enlighten me. What was it? What did you guys say about me?
So before the call, said to him, we were talking about who you are and what you are. So just to get an idea of how we're going to talk and present you.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, bring her up to Ottawa. I don't know. I'm like, yo, bring the husband. I don't give. Me vale. This is business. This is talking, getting a friend. This is not, hola, mami, how you doing at the club? No, this is not that. No, this is us being real and talking real life.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one starts, and this is me. She's from Ecuador. I'm like, red flag. Olvídalo. I'm not kidding
No,
you.
hold on. Right. I said, by the way, she's from Ecuador. Did you know? Ay, Dios mío, fuck.
Where are you from, Mendes? Where are you from?
I'm from Guatemala.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know about like what the Ecuadorians are or whatever. Like, but
To be quite honest with you, it's nothing. I just like to tease. I'm just in general, I
okay.
like to tease people. If you're from Ecuador, Chile, Peru, that doesn't matter to me. You can be Mexican. If I feel the confidence and the amicability to be able to talk to you and joke with you, it's coming out, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. Well, that's the best part, right? Like you got to be able to connect with people so that we can vibe, and then that's a lit show. You want to have a lit show, right? So that's it. When we go to Ottawa, I mean it. Let's do this. I'm ready.
Well, I'm going up March 7th.
Okay, so I guess we go in March 7th.
Oiga.
We'll talk.
Yo,
Yeah.
wait till I
let's
tell you.
plan.
I haven't told anybody. Actually, Velo found out today because I'm planning it. The 8th is something that nobody's ready for.
Good.
And we're gonna be there.
Good.
And we're gonna be there, and we're gonna plan it, and we're gonna promote it. And we're gonna make everybody from over here come out there. Well, I'll get a party bus and get everybody out there and just make this happen.
Oiga, get those
I told you.
Let's do it.
Didn't I tell you? Okay.
Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm like, y'all don't even know all one show, and I have like 27 different thoughts in my mind right now because that's just how I am.
Yes. I told you I'm not the only one that's crazy like that.
No, we crazy. We got 3 crazies here. We're gonna have a next little girl on the show over here one of these days.
This was an introduction long overdue. And I told you that. If you check out If you check out her social media pages, you'll see the women that she's inspired over
Eh,
the years. Made these girls into women. Get it? Like,
See, I told you. Now you're starting to understand that, and you're gonna agree with me, Melody. You're gonna agree with me. There are girls that are 40
Mhm.
years old, and there are women that are 32.
Mhm. It's very true. It's very true, man. Everybody wants to be grown until it's really time to be grown.
mhm.
Everybody's an adult and it's time to show that you're an adult. There's a lot of this, too much talking, not enough acting. But sometimes actions don't even have to show. Just a person, like you said, just how someone carries themselves will show you who they are.
Te lo dije, Tocino. You gotta
Mhm.
listen. You gotta listen on me, beach.
Always. That's why we've been friends for that so damn long.
So we're
I
gonna do
love
something
it.
different because it's the end of the show.
What's
Mm.
that?
We're gonna do something different.
Okay.
Normally, at the end of the show, I end it and I have my speech. But you know
Okay.
what?
What's that?
I'm gonna let Bacon start. I will go, and then we're gonna let the young lady do her thing. We're gonna let her say goodbyes and say the final words.
Oh,
So, Mr. Tocino.
Don't be surprised, y'all, why you heard my silence here today. I done told you guys from the jump that this was something very important and something that's very attentive, and people need to listen and take in and tune into other episodes as it gets better, because when you have people on the show that represent themselves to the fullest, it makes you think, it makes you wonder, it makes you say, can myself get to that place or that position? It's all within yourself. It's all within the mindset, like we were talking about. It's all within what you want to do, how you carry yourself, like we talked about. Love yourself, be yourself, trust within yourself, and those will trust in you. MC Bacon salute. See you next time.
Bueno, mi gente, like we do every single week, I want to thank you guys for being here with us. Don't forget, pégale la campanita, pero pégale duro. I want you guys to follow, like, subscribe. There's so much more coming up. March 8th, something's going to happen. I'm not letting it out of the bag yet. Something big. There's going to be a cake, and maybe we'll get Bacon to start stripping again. I don't know.
Jeez.
Vamos a ver. But I can tell you is we appreciate you. We love you. And don't forget, at the end of the day, when you close your eyes, make sure that it was worth it. Because just in case that's the last time you close them, make sure you leave this place as a legend that you already are and you don't even know who you are.
Hmm. All right, family, just want to remind you how you navigate through life is a choice. What you allow to affect you is a choice. What you respond to and what you entertain is a choice. Having a solution-based mindset and not allowing anyone or anything to break you all comes from within. So remember to love yourself a little more today than you did yesterday.